Hello, this is Yogeshwar 7000 again. I'm back with another very interesting and important topic today. And today we'll be talking about special lagnas. And as we know that the lagna or the ascendant, which we have been talking about and discussing so far in our videos, is the normal ascendant which we consider based on the lagna chart or the Rashi chart, as some people call it. And that's been given to us by the great sages, of course. And we've been analyzing charts based on that. However, Sage Parashara has also described some special lagnas, and this is different from the normal lagna which we see in the lagna chart or the Rashi chart. And what are those lagnas? There are different kinds of special lagnas he mentioned about. He mentioned about a Hora lagna, he mentioned about a Ghati lagna, or the ascendant, a Bhava Lagna, or the Bhava ascendant, and Shree Lagna. And today we'll be discussing about Shree Lagna. Why? Because Shree means wealth, and we are all very concerned about wealth in our lives. So we'll be taking up Shree Lagna today. Shree, like I said, means wealth. It's also synonymous with the goddess Lakshmi, which is the goddess of wealth. So there are ways to actually analyze the chart based out of a Shree Lagna. So you find out what the Shree Lagna is and then analyze the chart based on that. And we'll be discussing in detail about the analysis part in our subsequent video, because I don't want to confuse you. First, I want to tell you what Shree Lagna is and how do you find out what your Shree Lagna is. And then, of course, you know, there are dashas actually based on Shree Lagna dashas, which are just like we do Vimchotri dashas for our normal chart readings. There are Shree Lagna dashas as well, and like I said, you know, we'll discuss that in our subsequent video, and then the interpretation and analysis and all that part will come later. But how do we find out, how do we compute the Shree Lagna is what we will discuss in this, and what is Shree Lagna is what we just discussed in this video. So how we do it is we actually look at where the moon is placed, okay, and see how far it has advanced in the nakshatra or the constellation. So just like we find out the Vimchotri Dasha, people who are not aware how Vimchotri Dasha is calculated, is based on moon's advancement in the nakshatra where it's placed, and that's how we calculate the Vimchotri Dasha and the balance of the Vimchotri Dasha and the dashas and the subsequent dashas, so on and so forth. So similarly, first we find out what is the advancement of moon in the nakshatra. As we know that moon moves through one nakshatra in approximately one day, and it circles around the entire 27 nakshatras in approximately 27 days, and it moves pretty fast. So we first determine what the nakshatra is, where the moon is placed. It's pretty simple. We know that. We all have that information in our birth charts. And how much has it advanced? And then we actually find out what is the total longitude of moon in that situation, or where it is placed. So what we do is we find out again where the moon is placed and how much it has advanced in that constellation. Now we know that the total distance of a constellation or a nakshatra is 13 degrees and 20 minutes, as we've discussed in our videos on nakshatra. So 13 degrees 20 minutes times 27 is 360 degrees. So what we do is we first find out what nakshatra the moon is in and how much has it advanced. So what we say, and then we find out the ratio, the percentage of its advancement in that nakshatra. Say for example, moon is in a nakshatra 10 degrees of that nakshatra. Out of that 13 degrees and 20 minutes, it is at 10 degrees of that nakshatra. So if we divide 10 degrees and we divide it by 13 degrees and 20 minutes, how much does it come? 10 degrees divided by 13 degrees and 20 minutes is approximately 75%. So it has advanced in that nakshatra for a distance of 75%. So it has moved in that nakshatra. It moves pretty fast. So it has moved in that nakshatra 75%. Say for example, in any nakshatra. So what we do is we just, so it's regardless of the nakshatra. You know, it could be out of any 27 nakshatra. That's rule number one. So if it has, for example, advanced 75%, what we do is we take the total degrees of the entire zodiac. Now, what is the total degrees of the entire zodiac? It is 360 degrees. We know that. And we multiply it by the same ratio. So it has advanced 75 degrees or 75% in that nakshatra. So what we do is we multiply the same ratio with 360 degrees, which is the distance of the entire zodiac, and we come up to 270 degrees, because 270 degrees is 75% of 360 degrees. Okay, so we keep that separately. Now we go to the ascendant. Now the ascendant also has a degree, how much the ascendant has moved from the ascendant chart or the Rashi chart or the Lagna chart. So you find out what is the degree of the ascendant. What is the total longitude of the ascendant, not the ascendant, because the ascendant is going to show you, say for example, it'll show you 12 degrees. Okay, meaning the ascendant has progressed 12 degrees since the time it has appeared in the eastern horizon out of the 30 degrees. But the total and now it depends. Now the total longitude depends on what ascendant it is. So say for example, the ascendant is Aquarius ascendant. Okay, so we know that Aquarius ascendant longitude is how much? First we calculate the first 10 zodiac signs, which is until Capricorn, so 1 through 10, so that's 300 degrees, plus this ascendant of Aquarius has progressed, or it's at 12 degrees, which you see in your birth chart. So you add 12 degrees onto it, and this is just an example I'm giving. So if it's Aquarius 12 degrees Lagna, which you see, the total degrees or the total longitude of your Lagna is 312 degrees. I hope I'm making myself clear, because you'll take the first 10 zodiac times 30, which is 300 degrees, and then the additional 12 degrees of Aquarius, which it has progressed, so 312 degrees. And then you add this 312 degrees to what we calculated earlier, the advancement of moon, the percentage advancement of moon in any nakshatra, which we just calculated 270 degrees. So we're going to add that 270 degrees to 312 degrees. So that comes to 582 degrees. Okay, so this 582 degrees, we deduct 360 degrees from it, we come to 222 degrees, and this 220 degrees is the longitude where your Shree Lagna is going to be placed. Okay, now how do we determine where is the longitude of 222 degrees? We know that each zodiac sign is 30 degrees, so 7 zodiac signs is, until 7 zodiac signs, it's 7 times 30 degrees is 210 degrees. Okay, so this until the 7th zodiac, which is Libra, it is 210 degrees, and then beyond Libra it is Scorpio. So the balance 12 degree will fall in Scorpio. So your Shree Lagna is going to be Scorpio. Okay, so once again, see where the moon is placed, see how much as a percentage it is advanced in its nakshatra, and in this particular example it has advanced 75% in the nakshatra of 13 degrees and 20 minutes, or 10 degrees. So 10 degrees divided by 13 degrees and 20 minutes is approximately 75%. So what we do is we take the total number of degrees, which is 360 degrees, multiplied by 75%, or find 75% of that. We came up to 270 degrees. Now we go to the Lagna chart and see what the Lagna is. In this particular example, we saw the Lagna is Aquarius. So the Aquarius Lagna is, and we find out the degrees of the Lagna. So degrees of the Lagna, say for example in this example we saw it's at 12 degrees. So we calculate the first 10 zodiac signs, which is 300 degrees, 30 times 10 until Capricorn, and then in Aquarius it has advanced 12 degrees, so 330. No, sorry, 300 plus 12 degrees, that is 312 degrees. So what we do is we add 270 to 312, we come up to 582. We deduct 360 from it, we come to 222 degrees longitude. 222 degrees longitude falls in Scorpio, because until Libra it is 210 degrees. 30 times 7. Libra is the 7th zodiac sign. So the Shree Lagna is going to be falling in the 8th zodiac sign, which is Scorpio. Pretty simple. So see, go to that zodiac sign wherever the zodiac sign of 8 is or Scorpio is placed. In this particular chart, if the Lagna is Aquarius, it will be the 10th house. So the 10th house will be the Shree Lagna, and that is going to tell you where the wealth is going to come from, because that will be the Shree Lagna, the Lagna of the wealth. And as per one of the sutras of Maharishi Jaimini, because like I said earlier in my earlier videos also, that Maharishi Jaimini, he's a second generation sage or second generation rishi to Maharishi Parashara. So he has fine-tuned whatever Sage Parashara had taught in his teachings. And according to one of the sutras of Maharishi Jaimini, he said that in case you see either an exalted or a debilitated planet in a Shree Lagna of somebody or someone's chart, that person definitely becomes affluent or rich. That's one of the sutras. So look out for the Shree Lagna, see, and then we'll see the interpretation through the Shree Lagna dashas in our subsequent videos. I just wanted to first introduce you to what Shree Lagna is. It's a special Lagna and how it is found out. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. In the meanwhile, I will recommend subscribe to my channel and check out my website. There is a link below, and I will see you with an important and interesting topic very soon. Goodbye.